Welcome back to Paul and Benny. I'm Paul and Benny's behind the camera. Today we're making a super delicious summer peach bar. I know it's only spring, but it's summer in Phoenix. It's 100 degrees and peaches are in season. This video is part of the Summer Peach collaboration we're doing with 5 other channels that we watch. You should check them out too. Cooking with Bobby Joe, Cooking the Books, Maiko, Dan Toro, yours truly, and Team Benson's Desert Garden. We're all making something completely different, just like our channels. However, we're all using one of summer's biggest stars, peaches! Woohoo!
So what are you making, Paul?
I'm making one of my grandma's recipes from when I was a little kid.
Kind of like a bar?
Kind of like a bar. Exactly, Benny. That's why we're calling it Summer Peach Bars.
That's
I don't know why I
awesome.
put my hands out. We're using really simple ingredients. This is what you'll need for the peach filling. We're using frozen. We're saving our good fresh peaches for enjoying all by themselves. We're going to add some brown sugar and some white sugar, some lemon, and a good pinch of salt. There's no cinnamon, no nutmeg, none of that. We're having bright summer peaches be the star today. I'm going to add a little bit of water here. Melt down the sugar and heat the peaches through. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of cornstarch down in some water, and we're going to stir it up really good and get it dissolved. And then we're going to dump it in those boiling peaches.
Ooh, those are starting to sizzle.
Right? I do like that the brown sugar looks all nice and caramely, and it gives a little more flavor than just plain white sugar. This is what's going to turn it from juice to syrup. But you could use frozen peaches, fresh peaches, canned peaches.
Peach juice, peach ice cream, peach
Sandwich.
peach shrimp, peach soup. Okay, bubblegum.
We get it.
You can really see the glossiness coming through. Let me move this light. Look at that.
Is that beautiful?
Ah.
And this is what we've been waiting for the bubbles to come up. Once the bubbles come up, you need to watch it. You don't want to burn it. I'm going to turn the heat off. That means the starch is cooked. And you don't have to, but I'm adding some butter.
Okay, Paula Dean, slow your roll.
Totally unnecessary. However,
Kind of necessary.
kind of necessary.
Ooh, that looks good.
So you could stop right here and just serve it over a piece of pound cake, over a bowl of ice cream. We're going to set this aside and make the cake layer for our bars. We're going to start with ingredients you probably already have at your house. Got some flour, some sugar, some oil, some eggs, some salt, baking powder, and baking soda. I don't use this stuff, so don't tell anyone. But you definitely want to flour and butter a pan. If you're wondering why I'm using a disposable pan, because I don't have a pan this size that my grandma used to use, and I couldn't find one anywhere. So at the dollar store, they have them for $1.29, and they're made in America. Before you start mixing things together, it's a great time to preheat your oven. So here's our flour. I don't do that first. Okay, you don't put the flour first. We're gonna add our sugar with our oil. Everything nice and smooth. I don't know if my grandma had an electric mixer in the 40s. But she was really old school. Her parents came over here on a boat from Hungary. So she made bread from scratch. She made noodles from scratch. She grew her own vegetables in the garden. Like,
Wow.
she was doing what homesteaders are trying to do today. So I kind of feel spoiled that, you know, I learned a few of these recipes when I was a kid. And yes, you're supposed to add them one at a time, but I don't know how to do 2 things at once. We're going to get them in there real good till you can't see any separation. Before I add my flour, I'm going to add my dry ingredients. Okay, so just get this in there real good. And then just get it in there. And make a mess.
That's your specialty.
That's what I'm good at. So we might resort to a
Spatula?
spatula
And scrape down the sides of the bowl, maybe?
and scrape down the sides of the bowl.
And here is your Paul spatula.
My official spatula. It belongs to me
And only you.
and only me.
But that's okay because I have a Benny one.
What?
But it still has the tag on it, so I haven't even used it yet.
I'm gonna add a little bit of almond, probably half a teaspoon, because it goes a long way. Then I'm gonna add about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, because it's really hard for me to do too much vanilla. I could do
There you go.
quite a lot,
That's really coming together.
right? So this isn't easy to do gracefully on camera, but I'm gonna take 3/4 of this batter and spread it in the bottom of our pan. We're just gonna make it move where we want it to go.
You know how grandmas are. They are very much, they have all that knowledge in their head and they write it down, air quotes, write it down. But that's not really what they use.
So there's our first layer. We're gonna take our fruit and we're gonna add it here. Then now we're gonna start being a little more careful where we place them because we wanna make sure everybody gets a bite.
All of that in there.
All of it.
Ooh.
This we're just gonna. Then I'm gonna take the remaining 25% and I'm just gonna kind of drizzle it over the fruit and hide a little bit of it. We're just gonna repeat this until there's no more batter left.
This looks really good. That looks delicious.
Now into the oven this goes. It came out just like I remember. Okay, she usually used cherries, but we're doing peaches, and my grandma's peach tort came out beautiful, just like I remember. You see the fruit peeking through the dough. It looks so good. It's too hot to eat. It's been in the oven for 35 minutes, so it's gonna have to sit here for probably a good hour before we cut it, but I can't wait. And now for the important part.
Time to eat.
Right?
Ooh, it looks so nice.
So it's very like firm cake, soft cookie.
Ooh,
And
cheers.
I love it. Ding. It's just like I remember.
That was my first question. Is it just like you remember?
It's just like I remember. So it's your first time. What do you think about it?
I really like this. So first, the sweetness is like perfect, super subtle, but it lets the flavor of the cake and the peaches come through. I really, really like it. I love Mexican and Chinese treats, so they're always like that kind of muted sweetness. This is delicious.
You get the almond, you get the vanilla. It's a really good treat.
Mm-hmm. Warmed up with some ice cream on top,
Right.
that would be amazing.
And I do love it like a few days later. Like it's been in the fridge for a couple days, or leave it on the counter and let it get a little dry, crispy around the edges. I love it.
Which means he'll be eating it for a while.
So we hope you'll give this a try and let us know what you think about it. But in the meantime, what's your favorite peach dessert? Leave a comment below. I'm Paul.
I'm Benny.
We're grateful for summer peaches and all the delicious things summer has to offer.
And we're grateful for you watching.